What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Decided to enjoy this beautiful sunny Friday by taking a little road trip up here to Tennessee, Scott's Hot Rods. Ordered a couple kits from them, some parts for upcoming builds. Decided let's pick them up. And just so happened, all the stuff was ready the day before their open house. Got some really cool hot rods. They got the whole shop opened up. We're gonna go walk through, check it out, hit the highlights for you. Stick around, it's gonna be pretty neat. Look at those frame rails. Got all of these IFS kits sitting here. Man, this is some nice stuff. Look at those welds. I mean, that's artwork. Couple full chassis sitting here. That is gnarly. Look at the size. Look at the size of these link bars. Wow. This thing, next level. Very cool. Oh, here's one with wheels and tires on it. Yeah. Look at these king shocks. Golly, this thing is crazy. Now they have it up on an articulation stand here to kind of show off the flex. Gusseted axle. Wow, next level. I honestly didn't know they made this extreme of off-road kits. Rack full of rear ends, all labeled, different widths. Coolest part I've seen so far, right there. Stamped Made in USA. Check out these frame rails. The machinery it takes to do this, so impressive. How smooth that bend is. Really nice parts. Bunch of frames getting ready to be assembled. CNCs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minimum that I can see. Look at this, wow. Holy smokes. Check out that grill. Looks like a square body. That is gorgeous. Actually, I found more. I guess that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9 maybe. This place is full of CNC machines, but you know, you got to keep them old school Bridgeports over here. Yeah, one of these, that's a goal. One day, a Bridgeport and a good manual lathe. I've been in the market for one of those. Wandered my way over here to what looks like the weld up station. Big Lincoln 275 precision TIGs. And yeah, I've already said it, but these dudes are talented. Beautiful work. Little hint, when I'm picking up, looks a lot like that. We're probably just done right there. Oh, didn't know they did wig 1-ton IFS stuff. I mean, I probably should have known, but man, how beefy those spindles are. Upper control arms are beautiful. Man, cool thing about Scott's is I've done a lot of research on IFS stuff, and they're the only ones that I've found that their IFS kits are not Mustang tube based. They use a Mustang rack, but as far as the kit itself, you don't have those crazy T-bolt slider upper control arms and whatnot. None of that mess. It's their own design. It's way heavier duty and just looks to be higher quality. So we're going to try them. Got a complete chassis crated up here, ready to ship off. Couple on the gunny wheels. All right, old school shear, old school brake, new school brake. Check this guy out. I have never seen one like this. Way above my pay grade, but when you're doing this kind of production where it's what you gotta have. Found the chassis table area. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chassis tables. This is crazy. I guess this would be a good example of one after it's powder coated, which they also provide that service as well. Really nice looking frame. Looks like Corvette. Speaking of chassis, I found the whole chassis shelf here. Look at all these guys stacked up. Wow. They do a little bit of everything. 64 Le Mans. Wow. yeah, one day we'll be able to afford a whole chassis. For now, we're gonna piece together what we can afford. I don't think I've ever seen this many Wilwood boxes. Holy smokes. Wow. Plenty of Alden American coilovers, Hyperco coils. The neat thing about open houses, even though they do tours, you can just wander around. So if you want to spend a little extra time and look at some of the equipment, some of the tooling, you can. I'm really enjoying it. That was what I'm guessing is the fab shop. And now I'm going to walk through, check out some of these hot rods. So open house and cruise in. They're absolutely blaring music around the corner. Might have to do a little voiceover or something, but we'll talk about the ones that we can and check it out. There's some really cool stuff here. Currently have 2 OBSs in the shop, so these are familiar. 47 to 54, and this beautiful black OBS with some salt flat specials. The 60 wagon. I'm a 60 fan and I'm a wagon fan. This one checks a lot of boxes. Very cool. Straight shift, surfer theme. Pretty neat. 62 crew cab and a 64. Steelies and caps. Looks like we got a little stagger wheel action going on here. LS. Looks like stock style interior. Yeah, post car. This is a favorite so far. All right, now this truck, a little polarizing. Most people like square bodies, but what is your thoughts on a step side? I personally like them. Some people don't. Do you even care? Step side versus fleet side? Y'all can fight it out in the comments. Nice looking coral pink, 2-door hardtop, big block. LS OBS. 57. I love Tri-5s. Too bad they're too expensive for me at the moment. This thing is sweet. Wow. This one honestly kind of snuck up on me. Very subtle color, but golly, look. I mean, yeah, they nailed the stance, the wheels, the colors. This thing is insanely nice. Hopefully you can see through the windows. It's got heavy leather stitch in the upholstery. Wow, this car is gorgeous. And to be 100% honest with you, I'm not super familiar with this Aero car, so if you got the info, tell me what it is. This kind of moss green, these 67 72s look so good with patina. Green houndstooth, air ride, automatic overdrive. Yeah, everything you need for a cruiser. And fun fact, if you ever wonder how to spot a cut down long bed, look for 3 stake pockets per side instead of 2. They did a great job cutting it down. I'm really digging this new trend of smaller wheels with a chunky tire. It's got such a cool look, and change it up. A couple Model A hot rods, also on the bucket list, and an early Ford oval grill. Another gorgeous OBS. Billet Specialties. Love this light gray center with a polished lip. Dark green. Man, I've always liked these things, but they're really growing on me lately. Especially with the color matched grill bumper, really completing that sport truck look. Not sure if this is shop truck car alley or if it's just where the really nice ones are, but these are beauties. Well, I guess that answers my shop truck question. Obviously, early Blazer. Looks like it's got a lot of carbon bits on it. It's like a pro autocross kind of situation. Another panel. Suburban back here. But the one I'm excited to see, this little guy poking out back here. A little C50. These things are so cool. I love it. With a utility bed. Yet again, another bucket list. C50-60 with a ramp bed. Put your classic on the back, cruising style. Totally impractical unless you can find a crew cab, but how cool would it look? Well, exactly what I was just talking about. It doesn't get much cooler than that. Go around the corner, find a whole nother lot in the back, just full of really, really cool cars. Check out this 57 first, work our way down the line. Base trim car, so either 150 or 210 with the steelies and caps. You know my style, right up my alley. Oh, wow. This thing is beautiful. 3.2s on a small block. And total different end of the spectrum. 56 big back window F100 with a Coyote. Big Budnicks, big Willwoods. Lots of custom touches. Totally different, but extremely cool. Oh, I love the dark bedwood with the satin black strips. This 80 truck, or advanced design, 47 to 54. Been trying to bully my buddy Chris into building one of these. So cool. Look at the patina on this one. Steelies and caps. Yep, that's the combination. All right, here's another fight for the comments. Fox body, notchback, or trunk car versus 67 fastback. Which one would you rather have? I don't know. That's a tough one. All right, straight shift. Small block Ford. Small block Ford. Let's see if it's got a man pedal. It does. Whew. This is a toss-up for me, especially with this one being a 4-eyed car. I don't know. Probably have to take the early one, but it'd be a tough choice. Pretty slick gold C10. Man, a nice body on it. 68. And another OBS. Good representation of these things here. All right, in the time it took me to go grab a plate of barbecue, have a Coca-Cola, where I walked in earlier, this whole driveway is filled up. Some pretty neat stuff. Suicide door Continental, shoebox. We don't see many of these. This thing's really neat. Let's hit some highlights here. For hot rod builds, these things are slept on in my opinion. You see them chopped as old school customs, lead sleds, etc. But some torque thrust, aggressive stance. The 4950 Fords. This one being a 50, it's got a gas door instead of a cap. Yeah, I like these things. The Suicide Continental, big billets, tan interior, pretty stock-ish looking interior. Nothing stock-ish up under here. Roush blown Coyote in this color. I hope, let's see if we can get a better angle. I hope that comes across on camera. This is beautiful color. Love these cars. Look at this big boy. So not a COE, not a C60. Little stub nose guy. Very neat. Made our way into the hot rod shop. This place is so cool. The 61, 40. Didn't expect to see a square body Blazer, but hey, I'm here for it. I like different. Had a couple of those in my day. I'm not even exactly sure what this is, but 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag for sure. I don't know. With a Hemi, maybe it's some kind of old Mopar. I had a 61, which wasn't a bubble top. It was a 2-door flat top. But man, these cars are so stinking cool. Have it covered up, I'm sure, to keep people's hands off of it, but these cars, I don't know. It's probably my favorite X-frame. Okay, maybe some early traditional hot rods are coming back. Some customs. Look at this metalwork. I mean, that shop is beautiful. which these guys build first class stuff. Shouldn't be any surprises if we sneak in here a little bit. Wow. Yeah, if you think their suspension components are nice, the cars equally or better. First gen Corvette next to a van, next to a 33 or 4 Ford. Good variety in here. But this one, whew, wow, lots of custom work in this. You never see people building this generation of Dodge truck, which, I mean, let's face it, there's probably not a whole lot left of the original truck, but I mean, they've definitely improved every aspect they've changed. Gorgeous. And earlier we saw that billet grill in the mill. You can see we have one here too. Oh, the matching lower valence. Whew. That's above my tax bracket, but I can dream and appreciate those kind of things. Got a 56 Ford here up on the surface plate. Obviously one of their chassis. Big shots wheels. Interesting enough, you notice got a little extra distance in here. Curious what this is going to be. Maybe a flatbed, maybe just a really long bed. As cool as all these cars are, as nice as all the work is, the thing that really has my attention, the equipment. Look at the size of this Yoder. Yeah, this thing is a behemoth. Got your traditional stomp, all different kinds of shears and grinders, turret, punch, big English wheel, 2 of them. Man, nothing like coming to a shop like this. Makes you want to step up your sheet metal game. Yeah. If anybody wants to get me anything for Christmas, I wear size Pull Max. So this is a piece of equipment that I've never seen in person, but it's super cool. It's an actual forming machine. So you can make these kind of shapes all by plugging into the computer, letting it do its thing. Now, last place I found my way into what I'm guessing is kind of the showroom. This OBS was at Triple Crown around last year. God, it is so stinking nice. 35/6 3-window bucket list car. You've heard that. And C10. Oh, also 57. Beautiful turquoise and white. If you see this engine cover, you remember right over there at the forming machine, it's a not exact replica of it, but pretty close. The gentleman that was running that machine, super nice and knowledgeable, told me that this engine cover on the car took on and off a couple hundred hours, almost a month to make. That, once he got all the dimensions, he put it in that machine with the correct material, 37 minutes to make what you've seen in there, which is almost just like that. And between that and 3D printing, HotRods is about to get wild the next 2 to 5 years.
No, I'm saying I'm speaking as an expert.
All right, walking my way back to the truck, thought I saw it all. Nope, missed this one. '54 Bel Air. If you've been around the channel long enough, you know we had one of these. Well, mine was a 150, but these are really, really cool cars. Kind of want another one of those. Early 50, well, 49 through 54, but I've got a 53 Buick that I've got to get on it first. More dreams than time, more time than money. That's going to be it for the Scott's HotRods Open House 2026 and parts pickup. Got a whole bed full of parts and actually half a cab full of parts as well. A couple really neat projects coming up on the channel sooner than later. So hope you stick around for that. Check us out. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time.